Hello, Sagittarius. How are you guys? Oh, they're already talking with you? Are y'all kidding me? Woo, Lord. Spirit wants to tell you guys something, huh? What? Sometimes you can like do this and like, you know, you can't get them to talk for a while and then they're sneaky and it's like hard to get them to say anything. This is kind of like, I don't know, you can call it a love reading or lost love reading. It's kind of for whoever is on your mind, but it's someone that you can't really see. For the most part, it's like whenever, I think a lot of people watch tarot for this reason, but I don't always do a spread specifically for this, but that's basically what this is. So that you can see what they're doing, what they're feeling, how they're thinking, you know, how they feel about you right now. Past, present, future, you know, the good. So kind of go over what's going on in their own life away from you, and then how they feel about you and stuff, and what y'all's outcome is going to be. So they are the Nine of Pentacles reversed, so they're probably a little bit codependent, or definitely not having a very enjoyable independent time. I'll say that, you know. And they are crossing the Seven of Cups. So they might have had, like, that's their challenge. So they probably have a lot of options. When I see that, okay. I was going to say it can be in work or whatever, especially with it being the Nine of Pentacles reversed. They may be very talented. It's just they don't know which direction to move in and which outlet to use to actually manifest their talents. But with it crossing them, you know, reverse can actually be picking one of those. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're really trying to focus on what they want to narrow it down to. But it could also be that they're trying to narrow down who they want to be with in a relationship. Because what they want is a King of Cups. So they want a very emotionally mature person. And what they have is the Seven of Wands, which is exactly what Scorpio's person had. Seven of Wands, fighting for independence, integrity, fighting from the standpoint of integrity because they are in the right. It can be, you know, a brave, courageous, strong person who's really struggling against some odds that are against them. In the recent past, we have the Chariot reversed. They definitely probably were stuck in some area and didn't have the movement that they so craved. In the future, they probably will because they have the Knight of Wands. So either they are passionately going after someone or someone is passionately going to pursue them. Let's see. Let's see what they feel about you right now. What they did feel about you, what they will, what they have in the past. That happens. Like when that happens, they like hit each other and they're like, no. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Okay. Now, I feel like there's something very specific with that Chariot reversed. I wonder if it is going to correlate to the way they felt about you in the past. Like if it's kind of together. We have Queen of Swords bottom of the deck for now, but we'll be putting a few more in a minute. Okay. That is so, they actually really, really enjoy you right now, which is strange because this is kind of more about someone that you can't see. But maybe they actually are seeing you as a hope, as a joy, as a confidant or something. Now, this is how they felt about you in the past. So they felt like, I think they felt like they could feel like themselves with you. You know, upright feels like you're not accepted, you're being thrown out. I think in the past, they actually felt like you accepted them when no one else did. You know, I think they felt safe with you or felt at home with you or something. And in the future, they're going to feel like the Ten of Swords reversed. So I think they were going to get over something. Now, right now, they feel like this about you. They feel like celebrating your engagement. Now, for some of you, they may actually think that you are getting engaged or that you're with someone and happy. And that's why they're not approaching you, because they might actually think you already have someone. You know, like if this is someone you're thinking about, and say you posted some pictures on social media on a date, but just because it was a date, they may think that you're really, really committed to someone. You see what I mean? And so they might actually, you know, feel like they can't have you. But for some of you, they probably feel like that they can or will, or that you are their joy, and they celebrate you. They feel happy with you, right? And in the future, with this being how they feel about you in the future, I think they're going to admit they're having to recover from something you did that hurt them. Or I think they feel like they want to be a shoulder for you to lean on from something that hurt you. And with that Knight of Wands in the future, you know, you may end up passionately pursuing them, or they might end up doing it to you, unless it's someone else in their life. Let's see what their current condition is and what your current condition is. So their current condition is the Blackbird reversed. I feel like they're a little bit, they're indecisive. You know, I feel like the Blackbird reversed is a little bit similar to the juggling card, the Two of Pentacles, except it's kind of like standing in the gateway in between the spiritual world and the physical world, but not fully living in either one. Now, if they aren't actually a spiritual person, I would say it's like someone living in their head and in the world, to the degree that they're not really living their life to the fullest potential, because they're using their mind as an escapism or something as an escapism, and they're not truly living to their potential. You actually are, and not only are you, but you're fully living it. What's crazy about this is I feel like this is definitely positive Sagittarius energy. You know, positive ninth house energy is exploration, adventure, travel. What would you call it? You know, learning. And this is what the horse stands for. You know, it's adventure, it's movement, it's exploring, and it's joy in it. It's celebration of that movement. And I feel like a very happy, healthy Sag, that's kind of what they embody, you know. And let's see what the outcome is going to be for you both, and then what the outcome will be for you each individually and both with the tarot. Okay. Wow, their current condition is the Sag. So, woo! Why did I pull 2 more cards? Oh, that is so weird. I totally backtracked, guys. Like, if I actually look at what I just did, I was channeling, and it was so strange because I didn't even realize I did it. I can feel it. Like, it's okay. Let's put it this way. When you start channeling, I don't know if any of you guys do this, and I first started doing it, I was really, really young. I had a friend years ago whose grandmother said, "You're a natural channel." And she told this to me, I don't know, I might have been like 19 or so. And she said that it runs in my family, but, you know, my parents have suppressed it. And because of it, it's going to come out very imbalanced in me. And if I don't embrace it, then it's going to end up coming out way too strong on the kids and affecting them. Because that's what happens when you're gifted and you deny it. And I tried to do what she did, but I still had seasons when I've been doing these cards since I was like 18, 19 too. And I would have seasons where I played with the cards, and seasons when I didn't mind channeling, seasons when I would suppress it out of guilt and shame because of the intolerance in the conservative Christian community I was raised in. And in the seasons when I would suppress it, you know, I got physically sick and unhealthy because my body, I needed it. That's what I am, right? And I had this same feeling when I just did that as the first time I channeled. I actually channeled for a spirit in a house because she was working in my friend was working in like a, I guess, like, you know, home for people who are like mentally, like handicap where they can't live on their own. And they several of the women who worked there felt like one of the guys was getting possessed by a spirit there, because he would all of a sudden act crazy and talk different. The way he was acting, he looked possessed, right? And bad spirits can jump into people like that easier, because it's easier to manipulate someone and that's not as whole and sound in their mind. And when I channeled, the whole room got really white and cloudy, like almost like a haze, like a fog smoke, you know, and a bright light. And I said, you need to look at the floor plan. And she freaked out and ran out of the house screaming. And I was like, why are you screaming? And she said, you didn't even know there was a floor plan here, did you? And I said, what are you talking about? No, I just said what I channeled. And so she took me to the floor plan, and they have a floor plan taped to the house because they have to, because of, like, you know, fire drills and things. And so anyway, I pointed to where it was, and I said, there's a body buried there. And until y'all get it out, it's going to stay. And it was the garage. Somebody had buried a body into the garage. There's no way they could get it out. They're steaming it over. It was crazy. So anyway, I do think that there's a story of me. I've been psychic for way too long and channel and all this. It's so weird, okay? I think this was definitely meant to happen. I would say, didn't I try to say this was their current condition? I say this could be the outcome. But this could be, we're supposed to pull one for the outcome. And I will pull one for the outcome, but we're going to go over these two as well, because it's definitely important. Because even though you got that positive horse, getting the seal too means you probably feel like you're going to be in a dilemma if you approach them or if you don't. Oh, wow. I think this definitely meant to be. They have integrity. Okay, even though they are kind of standing in the gateway and they're not meeting their full potential, they have integrity and pride. They have sexual integrity. I feel like their inner constitution, their conscience is clear. Like, they are a really good, sound person. They're just not meeting their potential for some reason, with them having been stuck. And then I feel like even though you have all of this beautiful, positive Sag energy, I feel like you still feel a bit torn, because you know that, like, you have a longing in your heart you want to fulfill. And you feel like this person could be it. But you don't really want to jump on it, because you can see that, like, you know, there could be risk involved. And that's what the seal represents. There is going to be risk, period. You're going to take, if you choose not to pursue this person, you take a risk of not ever having them, losing them, or knowing if it's going to work out. And if you choose to, pursue them, there could be loss either way. You know that. So it's risky. No matter what decision you make, it's risk involved. And I think it kind of makes you feel a bit vulnerable, maybe even a little bit sad, but you're still beautiful, right? And then the outcome for you both is the dog, which is loyalty, it's trust. It's also being able to navigate in the other world, kind of like being able to navigate in the mind, you know, actually being able to have vision, able to manifest by the directions that you take mentally. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, the spirit realm, a lot of it is our mind, you know, where we travel in our mind, you know, when you're falling asleep at night and things. And I do think that y'all both have a deep level of respect and trust and loyalty with each other. And that matters, you know. So we are going to find, let's see. That was so crazy. Because ever since I told you guys that, I feel it. Well, I do it so much now, I don't really notice the whole light thing, but I did whenever that happened, because, like, that's the first time I have, like, gotten that deep into my channeling, I feel like, you know, in a while, where it was, like, completely altered from what I was gonna do. It was so crazy. Okay, so the outcome for them is the Ace of Swords reversed. I don't think that they are going to be the one to pursue you. I don't think they are going to tell you how they feel. I feel like they actually feel that whole gateway, like, where they're not really meeting their potential. Something has affected them. They want a King of Cups, right? But if they've been having to defend themselves and they're crossing all these options, I feel like they feel very, very lost right now in their career path, their love path. They know they want love, but I think that they are just a little bit, like, stunted. Something has, like, suppressed them. You've got to remember, a lot of people, including me, the way you're raised can really affect how you view life and how you view love. And this person is probably scared to death of speaking up or speaking out, you know. And then the outcome for you is the High Priestess. So you probably know this, especially if you're watching tarot and watching other readers. You probably have a good idea of what they're going through, how they feel, and you're kind of keeping a lot of that secret because you probably are trying to weigh the pros and cons on if you're even going to approach them back. You may just keep your feelings to yourself for now. And then the outcome for you both is the Hermit reversed. So I feel like actually y'all might end up avoiding the introspection that you need. You might actually, you might actually have already been done doing that. You may actually have done it a lot, both of you, and maybe you actually have time where you're like, okay, well, the Hermit time is over. And maybe you will end up being with each other. If they have that Knight of Wands in the future, but obviously they're not one who makes moves, someone is going to make a move on them if it's not you. I feel like, Okay. That one popped. I'm going to grab that one. Eek! Sorry. I do make silly squeaky sounds. Okay. The Akashic Field. Somebody else got that recently. I don't know who. It wasn't Scorpio, because I did them earlier tonight. I don't know who it was, but somebody else did. Y'all might want to check your Astro macros, which is your sun, moon, rising. You can also check, your Venus, or if you're on the cusp of something, I have not done Cap yet. Let's see. And that is One of Horses reversed. Where art thou? The Akashic Field reversed indicates a time of fragmentation and agitated energy within or around you. Guys, that's what they're crossing. Like, this is totally them. I mean, it can be you too, but like them having this and that as their challenge, I really do think that that's why they're not speaking up. Oh yeah, and I think that's why they're not like speaking up. Agitated energy within or around you. So it could even just be their energy affecting you. You may be going through some sort of crisis, or you may be, and that's kind of what the seal represents, is crisis or dilemma. Or you may be on the receiving end of some grief or hostility, which is really throwing you for a loop. Your worry and panic is splitting your energy and causing a frantic vibration. You need to know that the universal consciousness of creation is still available to you. Eternal inspiration is always vibrating around you, but until you calm down and rein in the emotional intensity, you will be like a radio station tuned into the wrong frequency and picking up only static. The field and the world is filled with potential solutions to the very problems that are making you upset. So stop, take a step back, and try to get a new perspective on things. It may be advisable to look into past life influences, for they vibrate in the Akashic Field as well. That's true. This person may have actually had a past life too, where something happened and it's affecting them now. A lot of people forcibly force themselves not to believe in past lives because of their religion or whatever. And I feel like that can be a bit dangerous because, you may even sense it, remember things from a past life, you still won't face it. And then, that past life thing, that can influence the way you behave in the next life. I did some video on that on my other channel where it's weird how when I started putting all my past lives together, how it made sense that, because when I first started having dreams on my past lives, it was out of order. I didn't have them all in order in my dreams, right? But when I started writing down what these dreams were, and it's like, I didn't sit here and say, oh, this is past life, because I was like, well, this is just a dream, but it felt like a memory or more vivid than a normal dream. We all have dreams like that are weird, right? Or dreams that have a situation or a movie kind of look where you feel like you're someone else. But these dreams would be very, very clear, and they were me, and they were in the past. So I'd write them down, and as I started looking at them in order, it was like I had a very arrogant bachelor father in one life, you know. My mom had died, you know, young or something. And I hated how arrogant he was. I hated the binds of being rich because I felt like I was controlled, because every move I made was, I was told what to do because we were so rich. And I hated my dad. I hated being rich. The next life I was born, like, because that was in the like 1918 to 1925 kind of time period. And then the next life I was born during the Depression to a single mom, and she was poor, and she was, you know, I hated watching how poor she was and how desperate she was when our dad left. So I was determined to be an independent, strong woman, and I was making my own money when I died in the early 50s. And I hated the poor mom. So in the next life I was born an orphan. And then this life, I was born with a perfect nuclear family because all I wanted was a family in the last life. And guys, this is for real. I just wrote down all these dreams over the years and look at them in order. I'm like, holy fudge. Sometimes what we want or think we want in a past life affects this one. I mean, I'm not kidding. That was wild when I started putting those pieces together. I mean, I know, you know, y'all don't have to believe that, but that's what the Akashic cards are saying. And a lot more people are admitting that they have these dreams or memories, you know? Okay. That's crazy. That was with Scorpio too. Next week, be ready. Okay, this says, I've been watching, could you be the one? This one says, trust your gut on this one. And then this one says, giving up, not trying anymore. I think that they may be watching you on social media or at work or wherever they see you, and they really do feel a connection to you. Could be a past life connection, but the saying giving up, not trying anymore, I think they feel too fragmented and broken right now to pursue you. And like I said, if it's not going to be you that night of wands, it's going to be someone else. But you got to trust your gut on it, because only you know. You've got to trust that gut, guys. You are in that kind of sealed dilemma, and you have the ability to travel and journey for yourself. So you've got to trust your gut on where you're going to move on this. So if you made it this far, please give me a like or, you know, comment. You could put a little heart or star down there if you don't have anything to say. It really helps boost the, you know, the videos. And then also, because I've been doing this a little bit over 3 months. So, yeah, a little over 3 months, and I'm halfway there to getting monetized. You know, I've got, almost half my hours and almost half my subscribers. So that's nice. And then what else? Also sub if you like, you know, if you want more from me. I love you. I bless you till next time.